Hey guys, welcome back to this session, and in this session we'll talk about initialize statement in COBOL. So let's get started. The initialize statement, which was introduced with COBOL 85, can be used to set the initial values of the field. It can also be used to reset the value of all subordinate items in a group. The easiest way to use this statement is to code it without the replacing clause and to refer to a group item. Then all the numeric fields in the group are set to 0 and all the alphabetic and alphanumeric fields are set to spaces. On the other hand, if you code the replacing clause, then you have to specify which type of field you want to change, and you can specify the characters that you want those fields to be initialized with. For elementary item, in case if you have used the initialize statement without a replacing clause, then the value of these elementary items will be set either to spaces or 0 depending on how it is defined. For group items, in case if you have specified the replacing clause, then only the data types that are specified in the clause are initialized. The other data types are ignored. The initialize clause always ignores fields that are defined as filler, fields that are redefined, and index data item. Now the last important point is that you should always use value clause to initialize your variable before you actually start your program. Right. So in case if you require initialization during the runtime, in that case only you should use initialize statement, or you want to reset or reinitialize the value of elementary item within an entire group. In that case only you should use initialize statement. One of the benefit and danger of using initialize statement is that you can initialize large record description and tables with a single statement because it is pretty easy to do that. But let's say you don't need reinitialization of variable during the runtime and you do it carelessly with the help of initialize statement. So in that scenario, the performance of your program would be slow and you do not even notice that. Now let's talk about the syntax of initialize statement. So the syntax is pretty simple. You have initialize keyword followed by identifier 1. Thereafter you have replacing keyword. Thereafter you have additional options, that is alphabetic, alphanumeric, numeric, and these are used to specify the type of elementary items which is defined in your group variable. After that you have data by keyword followed by identifier 2 and literal 1. Now let's discuss an example so that you can understand how exactly you can use the initialize statement in your COBOL program. So in the following example, we have procedure division. After that, we have a brief description about the paragraph. And in paragraph A000-main-logic, I've used initialize statement twice to initialize a group variable, that is ws-cust-record. So this is actually a group variable which is defined in working storage section, and this group variable include different elementary items, for example customer name, customer address, customer salary, and couple of other details, right? In the first initialize statement, I've actually used initialize word followed by the actual group variable name, and in this case I did not use any replacing clause. So this is the simplest variant of an initialize statement, and when this statement is executed, it will automatically initialize or reset the value of elementary item based on the data type that you have used. The second statement is also doing the same thing, but this time I've explicitly specified what are the values it should use to initialize the alphanumeric and numeric data. So what I've done is I've used initialize keyword followed by the group variable name. After that, I've specified replacing alphanumeric data by spaces and numeric data by zeros. So in this case, all the elementary items which is defined as alphanumeric will be initialized with spaces, and all the elementary items which is defined as numeric will be initialized with 0. So far, if you have any question, then do let me know. Otherwise, let's move on to our next lecture.